The Mid-South Lions Club donates a life-changing surgery to a little girl attacked by a pit bull. 10-year-old Marissa Davis nearly died when a dog ripped apart her face 7 years ago, and today she can't see out of her left eye and she has serious scarring on her face. Her grandmother says kids at school make fun of her and call her names because of those injuries, but that's all about to change, and it's all thanks to the Mid-South Lions. Our Mid-South Lions Sight and Hearing Service. Eyewitness News reporter Alexis Ambrose is in Midtown Memphis to explain.
You've probably seen these boxes in drugstores before. It's where the Lions Club collects used glasses to help people in the community with vision problems. What you may not realize, though, is that these boxes are just a small part of the mission of the Mid-South Lions Club.
It means to me that she's going to get what she wants. I'll have a new Marissa.
Marissa Davis's grandmother and guardian, Rhonda, can't believe her little girl is about to get reconstructive surgery on her face for free.
She's excited because it's finally getting done. Nice.
Yeah. Okay. The Mid-South Lions Sight and Hearing Service is picking up the tab for a doctor here at Le Bonheur to help Marissa feel normal again. Her grandma says it's been a long 7 years since Marissa was attacked by a pit bull.
Really severe. She's lucky that she's still here, you know. I mean, he just kept nipping. A lot of kids pick on her. They call her one-eyed freaks and just make her self-esteem really awful, you know.
Move the inner corner of her eye up to make it look like the opposite eye.
Seeing Marissa walk bravely into surgery this morning helped Rhonda, although she says it's never easy to see your 10-year-old child in a hospital gown.
And when they took her away, just for a couple of hours, it was just my heart. Couldn't find it until she came back.
They're waking her up right now.
But she did come back from her first surgery of many, all paid for by the Lions.
And now she's got an eyelid. Her eye closes. It's just amazing.
And she said, I just want to be pretty. And if that right there does not make your heart go out to this child and make you want to help her, I don't know what would.
In addition to paying for the surgery, the Lions Club is also putting up Marissa's family in a hotel, paying for meals, and they paid for their transportation up here to Memphis. In Midtown Memphis, I'm Alexis Ambrose, Eyewitness News Everywhere.
It was an assignment that was given to her by her homeroom teacher, her 4th grade homeroom teacher. And it was the image of a child, and in each appendage there was a question that they had to answer. And one of those questions was, what would you like to be when you grow up? And the majority of the children answered your typical answers: a nurse, a doctor, a construction worker. And Marissa wrote pretty. And when I saw it, I said, I've got to climb mountains. I've got to do whatever it takes, because she is pretty. She's beautiful on the inside. And if this makes her feel ugly, then we've got to change it, because the rest of her is just gorgeous. The Lions Club is not a foreign thing to me. My father was a member of the Lions Club. They put me in touch with Dr. James Schrock, who is a Lions Club member, and he's the man that took an interest in our little Marissa and decided to look into helping her.
The teachers at the elementary school contacted me. They were anxious to get something done. Other students were beginning to badger her a little bit about her appearance and call her certain names. So I think we got to her just in time. My first thought was to contact Mid-South Lions Sight and Hearing Service in Memphis, and the result has been, relatively speaking, really like a little miracle. We appreciate it more than we can say.
She's a little girl with a great big heart, very tender, very enthusiastic. She tries extremely hard in school. She applies herself very well in school. It doesn't come easy to her, but she works hard to achieve, and the success that we've seen in Marissa just this year, she's gotten such a positive attitude about things that she's really soaring right now. She is really on an incline.
When I was 3, I was laying by the pitbull, and the pitbull ripped my eye out. I would be happy if they can do my eye This girl called me a one-eyed freak. Made me feel sad.
What she has is a series of problems around her left eye and a little bit around her right eye. The dog bite that she received from a pit bull at age 3 caused the eye to be irreparably injured to the point where she's blind in the left eye. The upper eyelid was probably ripped off at the time of the injury. What we're faced with now is an eye that will not move, does not see, and the other problem is it has no tear ducts, so she tears down her face all the time. The basic plan is to rebuild those bony walls that surround an eye, then take the soft tissue and reposition it so that it's more equal to the opposite eye. Because of the blind, distorted eye, our basic plan is to fit what's called a scleral shell, which is a piece that fits in front of an eye that's injured, that looks, basically it's a large contact lens. It will be painted to match the opposite eye, and it will have same color, blood vessels, etc., to match the opposite eye. So what we have is an individual that's been severely deformed from her injury, and I think we can make her look much better.
Miss Davis has an injury that unfortunately has taken her vision out of the left eye. She has significant scarring in the eye or the globe itself. Our job today is to try to make her face and eye look as good as we possibly can, as natural as we possibly can. I talked with the parents earlier in my first evaluation and today, stating that what we'll plan to do is to reconstruct areas around her eye to later place an artificial eye or a shell in front of this scarred eye to give her the appearance of an eye that looks like the opposite side. She did very well during the surgery. We're looking at this as our first stage to rebuild her.
Okay, sounds great.
We're moving forward.
Dr. Fleming at the Eye Institute and all has just really worked wonders with her. I think Mid-South says their motto is a miracle a day, but I don't know how many or how often they occur, but I do know they have performed some real miracles, and we are very appreciative of Mid-South Line Sight and Hearing Service.
I got my stitches out about 3 weeks later after the surgery. They done a measure for my prosthetic eye.
Today we're working with Marissa, who is a Lions Club candidate. So we're going to briefly show you how we make an acrylic eye using Marissa as our candidate. And she's a great kid. What we do is when the patient comes in, like I said, 6 to 8 weeks after surgery, we have an impression tray here. We have a variety of trays, and what we want to do is get an impression of this socket. What happens when the eye is removed, the surgeon inserts a sphere in here, or what we call an implant, and it's an orbital implant, so that helps to fill out for the volume deficit. So what I'm doing now, we're going to put the prosthesis in the wax pattern, and we're working it down under the lid, and Marissa hasn't kicked me at all today, so we're doing good. Now with Marissa, we have a lot of scar down tissue here, and this is from the original injury, so her lids are a little tight, but these will eventually start to soften up. As they do soften up, we'll be able to take the same prosthesis and add to it, and actually getting a much better cosmetic result as time goes on for her. You've actually taken the wax pattern and now we've created it in acrylic. And this is actually, and what I'm doing, I'm removing some of the white, but this is the exciting part because this is where the eye actually starts to come to life, and you can actually start to see that it's going to be an eye. So now we have the high shine, and what I've done, I've relieved a lot of the white on the sides. And so now we're going to do the artwork on this, and then the final step will be to sit this back in the mold that we made the acrylic from, and then I'll cap this with clear plastic, and that way we'll have an entire coating of clear over the entire prosthesis. And then highly polish it, put it in, watch the patient smile, and send them home. Lower it down. What I'm doing, I'm just walking it in there, okay? You ready, Princess?
I like it.
Oh, definitely. You feel good? Give me a hug. Marissa, looks good. Great.
Yeah.
Well, cut.
Blooper. 'Blooper. 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 '